in the previous clipping, we understood as to what is an index number. So, once you know what an index number is, it's very easy to find out the features of the index number. As far as the features are concerned, the index number is a measure by which we can find out the measures of relative change. It is through this that we come to know that what are the fiscal changes coming in the year, or what are the changes in price rise, in the capacity of buying of the people, and all that related to money is concerned. So, the measures of relative change can be best understood by the index number, because it gives us the total complete information on the price rise, on the rise of income, on the deflation, inflation and other such factors which contribute to the power money has. Now, next is that the index number is the quantitative expression. That is to say that it gives us the precise measurement, and thus the quantitative expression is used. This is to say that the numbers are there to indicate the levels in rise or fall of the price of commodities. Thus, it is in fact very precise, because even a layman can understand as to what are the changes occurring from year to year as far as the price rise is concerned. The next is that this gives us the averages of all the sum that we have. Thus, when we have the average rise or fall, we can formulate our policies accordingly. Thus, the features are that it measures the relative change, it is the expression in quantitative form, and also it gives us an idea in averages. This is all that you already know when we understood the price index through illustration. Now, what are the difficulties while we frame the index number? The difficulties are, first of all, we must know the purpose of formulating an index number. The purpose shall give us an idea as to what commodities are to be taken, how we have to go about, what are its effects, and likewise. Thus, the purpose is essential for formulating, for making an index number. Next is that which base year should be selected. For this, we must know that the base year that we are going to pick up is the year which is not an year of inflations or deflations. It is in fact a very normal year, so that the calculations which we do are also based on correct averages. Next is, after we have selected the base year and we know the purpose also. Now, what are the goods and services that we must include in our index number? While we make an index, it is not possible that we take all the commodities in one particular index. For example, if the purpose of finding out the sale in price or sale of cars is concerned, then the goods and services which I will have to pick up is the makes of the various cars and the rise or fall in the sales of their cars. Now, this is to be calculated, and we have to pick up a base year. For example, it should not be an year when there was an economic hit. Thus, the prices and also the sale of the cars must have been hit. So, the purpose, selection and goods and services are all interrelated and are the difficult levels of framing an index number. Next is to find out the averages. It is very easy to say that you pick up the commodities of different items which are there and then you make an average to it, but when the units are different, when we calculate the averages, it is not that easy a job, and we have to find this through different methods. The methods could be the last pair method, the Fisher method, and thus so on. Next is weighting. Now, the weighting which has to be given to the commodities is another big problem. Should the weightage be given to the commodities or not at all? And if weightage is given, should the weightage be according to the money, or should the weightage be according to the commodity weight? For example, if I have to talk about the sale of, say, cars only, I pick up again, then supposing 1000 cars were sold in 15 days, and this is the weighted number that I have picked up as far as the sale is concerned. But if I have to pick up in terms of money, then I will have to see what is the number which is coming of the sale of this car, that is the money which has been spent. Supposing these 1000 cars were all the low medium cars, or in that particular year all the high end cars were sold. So, the 1000 cars shall remain the same, but the money which they have been used by the people, that is the money they have spent on buying these cars, are very different. So, the weighting will be very different. It could be 1000 cars, but supposing 1000 Mercedes was sold or 1000 Maruti 800s were sold, the number remains the same, but the money spent is very different. So, when I am doing the weighting, should I take the number or should I take the money spent is a big question. Next is, what formula should be applied? Every purpose has a different formula. So, I should know which formula I have to apply, the Fisher formula or the Laspar formula, because every purpose has a different formula which will give me the exact or say nearby situation to which I am aiming for.